Hey guys, everything notice on here. I've got two articles here about war, and war and tensions are building in northern Europe, southern Russia, with the Ukrainian buildup of military. And this is from PopularMechanics.com. Russian Armageddon Convoy practices for World War III. And there's been articles out by Alex Jones and Stephen Ben-Danoon about Putin speaking of World War III, and that Europe and NATO were really escalating tensions. Saber rattling and moving tanks and armies and missile shields up against Russia, when Russia is, according to Putin, no threat currently. The largest country in the world by area, Russia, has plenty of room to hide things naturally. That includes nuclear missiles. Unlike American missiles, which are stationed in concrete silos, Russian intercontinental ballistic missiles are deployed on large truck-like vehicles designed to prowl the country's road networks before unleashing Armageddon. Russia Today has a story on a Russian strategic missile exercise that involves a massive convoy traveling from Russian border all the way to the Mongolian border. Russian mobile ICBMs have established permanent bases, but leave in groups on month-long patrols. And obviously this makes them harder to target because, the U.S. military or whatever would have to keep changing their coordinates for the target, whereas U.S. missile bases are concrete bunkers, so that Russia, and they haven't changed in years, so Russia knows the exact coordinates of those. So Russia has a hand up in terms of its mobile ICBM usage. This particular 400-vehicle convoy includes Topol, Topol-M, and Yars mobile missiles, as well as command and control, security, and logistics vehicles. So, rhetoric and troop movement increasing here. And again, I'll have the link in the description below, and you can check it out. I want to go to one other article here. This is about the South China Sea. And there was a ruling, I think by the UN or whatever in The Hague, that China doesn't actually have territorial rights to the South China Sea. And of course, they've been building islands there and building airports and military bases. And you can see in the image here, this is one of the islands they were building by basically dredging the ocean floor or the sea floor or whatever, and piling up the earth. China's extensive construction work on contested areas of the South China Sea has angered its neighbors. A senior Chinese official has said China has the right to set up an air defense zone over territory it claims in the South China Sea. The statement from Vice Foreign Minister Lao Zemnimin comes a day after International Tribunal, which I was talking about, said there was no legal basis for China's claims. China has overlapping claims with other countries to the reefs and islands across almost all of the South China Sea. It has already said it will ignore the tribunal's findings. So this is an opening and a trigger for war. Already the U.S. has had military warships float by there, and no trouble has been caused, but there's been warnings, obviously. So there's tensions. Russia and China, they are really being forced together in partnership against NATO, against Western powers. And I think they will join together. And the Bible actually speaks of it, because it speaks of Gog and Magog invasion, and it speaks of a 200 million man army that basically marches towards Jerusalem. And China has a 200 million man standing army, and the resource to do it with, since they have 2 billion people in their country or something like that. A lot of people in China. So you put China and Russia together, and you put the global news about war and the tensions, and they're coming together. They're going to start cooperating on this because they have the same enemy, effectively, the same Western enemy that is causing them both trouble. And you can see how this is lining up for end times prophecy to be fulfilled on the war front. And so what will come first, economic trouble or war? One's going to cause the other. Inevitably, if a war starts out, we're going to have economic troubles. If the economy crashes, the country's going to go to war because of it. That always happens in the past. That has been the history of these things, and the history always repeats itself. So this is inevitable. I think we're going to see an economic collapse first, and then we're going to start heading into some big end-time prophetic wars. So some interesting news on the war front. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. I need more subscribers. Because I want to get this news out to more people, because in the end, What counts is that you know that Jesus Christ is returning soon. And if you know Jesus Christ is returning soon, I hope that will encourage you to ask Jesus Christ into your heart as your personal Lord and Savior. He died about 2,000 years ago for my sin and for your sin, and he wants to be with you in glory after he returns. So get to know Jesus Christ, Lord, as your Lord and Savior. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.